Hi, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Let's talk about the month of November if you are a Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. The month of November for you is going to start to have things become a little bit easier with your relationships. You may start finding yourself entering a new romantic relationship, or you may also just have more romance in your life. You may find yourself having a lot more fun this month. There is definitely going to be some sort of change with your social circles and social dynamics this month as well. You enter a new friend group, you may find yourself at more concerts and just more frequently in group environments. You may have that happen more frequently this month, as well as just generally having like a major focus on your spirituality and just generally really transforming into a new person this month. Definitely with both Saturn, the North Node, and also Neptune in the sign of Pisces, for you, this is a time of great spirituality. You may become more interested in astrology. You may find yourself more interested in spiritual themes and kind of really guiding yourself day to day with it. You may really focus more on your horoscope or like astrological things that are happening every single day to kind of guide you through things. As we really get into November, things are going to start to feel a lot better with your home life. Your emotions are finally going to start to feel better too. You're going to start to feel a lot happier as we really get into this month. This is going to be a month of a great turning point with like your emotions, your happiness. You're going to start to finally have a lot of joy in your life. In the month of October and even in September, you had some intensity happening. It's like you had good things happen in your life too, but you're going to start to feel happy again, and things are going to start to kind of improve in your home life situation. You may find yourself finally kind of getting into a place where you can have fun again, where you start feeling a lot more creative, where your romantic life starts to get a lot better at the same time, and just generally things start improving for you. You are going to start to feel a lot happier this month, and I think that's going to be like the main thing that is going to be happening is like happiness is finally on its way to you. While you'll be going back and forth between like having fun and making sure your home life is in the best situation it can be in, you will also just generally start having a lot more fun this month, and things are going to start lifting up for you. You'll also have some new beginnings around the way you present yourself, and when we really get into this month, you may also start to kind of go back into the energy that we experienced really around 2023, 2024, where things started focusing more on your career and public image. You won't have all of this stuff happening with your social circles, and you'll start to go back into becoming somebody who is more focused on their work life and generally start to feel a little bit happier again, especially as we really get into November. So on the 4th of November, we will have Mars entering the sign of Sagittarius. For you, this is a very creative place. This is also a very happy place. So it's going to be very, very positive for you during this time. When Mars transits the sign of Sagittarius, you're going to start to feel like your life is finally getting better. You won't be so focused on your emotions and the things happening in your home life, and you're going to start to party. Like you're going to start to go and have fun again. Things are going to start to get a lot better for you. It will not be as intense as it was previously. You may also find yourself creating a new art project or creative project for work or for anything you do. You may also find yourself really wanting to start some new creative project. You may actually create content during this time as well and just have a major burst of energy and start feeling a lot better again. You won't be kind of like so entrenched in your emotions of what you've been experiencing in September and October. This turning point when Mars enters the sign of Sagittarius is going to have things feel a lot better for you, and things are going to start getting a lot better as well. On the 7th, we will have Venus enter the sign of Scorpio. So when we go back to this, you will have kind of like more focus on your home life, but because it's Venus transiting Scorpio, this brings more of a benevolent feel. Like it's going to be very beneficial for your home life. You may finally start to redecorate your house. You might spend time in your house, but it's going to be very positive. You may find yourself having relatives come to your house and just generally have like positive emotions when you're in the place where you live. You may also focus on redecorating, making your house feel very homey and just like very, very positive. So you'll have really good things happen when you're basically in your living environment, and things will start to feel a lot better as well when we have Venus entering the sign of Scorpio. On November 7th, we will have Uranus go back into the sign of Taurus, and this is going to continue Uranus's retrograde cycle. It went retrograde in the sign of Gemini in September, and now November 8th, it will go back into the sign of Taurus, which it was transiting previously to July of 2025 for 7 years. So you're going back into this energy where you're going to focus more on your career. You may also have some very major accomplishments this month after the 8th. Like you might have some sort of very successful thing that happens. Like perhaps all of a sudden you have some sort of major door of opportunity open for you. Maybe you got a random promotion, or perhaps you receive something at work where you are in the spotlight. You might be a spokesperson for someone you work for. You may start making social media content and like randomly have viral videos. Like that might be another thing that could happen too. You may find yourself really entering the spotlight and becoming very successful kind of unexpectedly. I would also say this could also tie back to your relationships. You may show who you're in a romantic relationship with, or even talk about romantic relationships in your public image. People may start to see you more for your relationships, with Pluto currently in the sign of Aquarius. And again, Uranus ruled by Aquarius, so it kind of goes hand in hand there. With Pluto currently transiting the sign of Aquarius while Uranus goes back into the sign of Taurus, this is kind of what you can expect when this happens. And again, more of a focus on getting into relationships with people who are really successful. That might be another thing too. Like you could randomly enter a long-term romantic relationship with somebody very successful. This could be someone who's a public figure, a celebrity, or just a very successful business owner, or somebody who is also just very successful and has like a normal 9-to-5 job. Somebody who has a lot of success, someone who is very prominent, who may have like a very high title job. Something like that is also very likely to happen when Uranus goes back into the sign of Taurus. At the same time, we have Pluto transiting the sign of Aquarius. So in November, we will have Mercury retrograde. It is going to start on November 9th, and it is going to start in the sign of Sagittarius. On the 19th, it will go back into the sign of Scorpio. And then on the 29th, Mercury will turn direct. But when we begin this Mercury retrograde, you're going to have a major focus on having fun, romance. And this will go really hand in hand with the previous transits as well, with Uranus going back into the sign of Taurus and Mars also currently in the sign of Sagittarius at the same time Mercury retrograde begins. So you may find yourself kind of focusing a lot on creativity, having fun, romance, the things you do that bring you a lot of joy. You will also start feeling very happy, and also kind of reminiscing and kind of really thinking about the things that you are doing as it relates to how you're honoring your creativity, how you can incorporate this into your day-to-day life, what kind of things are supporting your romantic life, and how you can really become very successful in this next chapter of your life as well, and kind of leaning into themes of creativity. So you may find yourself doing something or starting a new business. You may find yourself starting content, something like that, that will really honor you as an artist, honor you as a creative, and really uplift you into this next chapter of your life. When Mercury re-enters the sign of Scorpio on the 19th, you may kind of focus more on your emotions, thinking about how your creative self needs to honor your inner emotions, like the things you do every day. And as it relates to your work life, how can you honor your emotions and yourself as an artist? That's going to be a major theme as well. And like also having fun too. How can you honor like your innermost emotions with your work life, and also like what you do creatively and how you can incorporate that into your life at the same time? That's going to be a major theme of Mercury retrograde for you. We will have Mercury retrograde on Thanksgiving, so that's something to kind of pay attention to. On the 29th, Mercury will go direct in the sign of Scorpio. And after it goes direct, things are going to be a little bit better. You may come out of the Mercury retrograde with a new perception of yourself, and you may kind of enter this new chapter as you start really going into this chapter of having fun and creativity with really honoring your emotion. On the 22nd, we will have the sun entering the sign of Sagittarius. For you, this is all about having fun. So really taking into consideration that this is going to be happening right before Thanksgiving on the 27th, it's like you're gonna start to have a lot more fun, and you may find yourself making plans to party, making plans to have fun with your relatives, with your friends, going to Thanksgivings, going to Friendsgivings. That might be a major thing that you're going to be doing, and just generally having a lot of fun during this time. Like, it'll be very positive for you. Things will be very positive, and you're also going to start feeling a lot more creative. I feel like you may make arts and crafts for Thanksgiving. You may make arts and crafts with your family members. Those paper turkeys, you might do something like that. You may make food with your family. That might be another theme that you might experience when the sun enters the sign of Sagittarius. For you, this will be a time of great joy and just like having a lot of fun. On Thanksgiving itself, we have a few major transits. Mercury will still be retrograde in the sign of Scorpio. So I would be very cautious around conversations with family. You may also have like something happen with your family that day. It might be like intense conversations or something that really brings up something kind of intense. So I would kind of lean on the side of caution, especially because Saturn will be turning direct in the sign of Pisces. I would be very cautious around intense themes during that day. I would also be cautious of just like intense moments on Thanksgiving. Although we will have a lot of transits to Sagittarius on Thanksgiving, I would still kind of lean on the side of caution around intense conversations. But generally, you'll still be having fun. Like, you'll still be at an event that makes you happy. But I would always kind of lean on the side of caution with intense moments on that day. On the 29th, we have Mercury going direct in the sign of Scorpio. During that day, things are going to start to feel a little better. You're going to start to come out of all of this energy with everything happening around Thanksgiving with more of a clear mindset, and things are about to be a little bit better as it relates to your emotions, and you're generally going to start to feel a lot happier. Especially on November 30th, we will have Venus re-entering the sign of Sagittarius. So for you, you're going to start to feel happy again. And you may also find yourself attending a lot of holiday parties. So you may have like a lot of things happen in your life where you will have things happen that are very positive, and you will also have just like more fun after the 30th. You may also find yourself going shopping or like going on Cyber Monday shopping, that type of stuff, and just generally having a very positive time. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more astrology updates.